Welcome to another episode of Andertons TV. I am the captain.
And I'm Mr. Danish Pete.
And I've been told by our YouTube people that I have to say, please like and subscribe now. Because we say it at the end of the video, but none of you are normally watching then. So we're going in early.
So see you later, bye.
Hit the bell. Right, anyway, okay.
Hit the bell.
Vox. One of the forefathers. They weren't four, I mean four as in the early fathers.
That would be weird if you had four fathers. I don't know how that would work.
One of the fathers of the electric guitar amp, rock and roll, everything. They did all sorts, keyboards, guitars, everything. But I think they're best known for their guitar amps, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
And 2 or 3 years ago, maybe more, the clever people at Vox came up with an alternative thing. I'm just going to call it a thing for now. An alternative thing to a preamp tube called a NuTube, a bit like new metal, as in NuTube.
What do you call it? Swedish grindcore tube.
Yes, and it's kind of some of the elements of an actual tube incorporated into something that's much easier to mass produce in the modern world. And their kind of feeling was that potentially over time this would be a viable alternative for valves as the supply of valves maybe gets more and more difficult around the world.
Maybe because you'll get legislations and all sorts of stuff saying that they're not,
So I'm not
safe.
sure that that's necessarily panned out in quite the way that Vox thought it might, which is a good thing because it means we can all still buy valve amplifiers.
Yay!
But they're using this NuTube technology still, and they are now running it into a set of drive pedals.
It's really small. Sorry to interrupt. We've got a video on that where
we Dave Smith is his name? No, it's Dave something. Dave something from Vox came in to tell us about it.
Yeah, there's a link below and you can have a look at that. It's quite interesting.
It is, if you're nerdy. So here are some pedals. Now, Pete and I saw these at the NAMM show this year. We were hoping that the wonderful Mr. Corey something or other, who's our normal go-to Vox guy at the NAMM show, could show us. But politics said he couldn't. I don't mean proper politics. I mean internal. Something happened at Cork. He wasn't allowed to tell us. Anyway, maybe he'll be back soon.
Yes.
So we saw these pedals, and I'll kind of be honest with you. I don't think anybody really gave them enough time because we just went, it's another bunch of pedals. And to be honest with you, they kind of look a little bit...
They look like a pedal.
I think they look a bit gimmicky. They kind of had the little
oscilloscope.
What's it? The wave, the sine wave kind of thing happening in, and it was a bit like, so what's that? And it's like, well, it's just a thing. And so I think we sort of went, meh. Anyway, like fast forward 10 months, whatever.
Yeah.
The pedals are in stock. We've plugged them in, and I'm sort of going, they sound really good.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like really good. And they're quite expensive. So they're kind of obviously not, they're not aimed at the guy who's got a Boss Katana or something. No. Well, maybe they are, but they're almost as much as a Boss Katana would cost you.
Yeah, they're 169.
So they're kind of pro-priced, pro-spec'd, kind of tubey drive pedals, right?
Well, it's got tubes in them.
With other cool features like cabinet simulation, a special link mode. Anyway, I digress.
Preamp.
So what you do see when you switch one on is a little red on and off bar here.
Yeah, it's really cool actually, that little LED.
Yeah, it just comes up
OLED.
to confirm we are in standard mode, which means it's going to operate like a normal pedal. And the Silk drive is referred to on the website as the sort of boutique American drive pedal.
Yeah.
Whatever that is these days. I don't know. What are
it could
Dumble?
It could be
Rock?
Yeah, it's probably Dumble.
Probably Dumble. We have a volume control, a gain control, bass, middle and treble, Pete, and a bright switch. And Pete has set these up to give him his favourite tone.
Yeah, but took me about 5 minutes, so really easy to set up. I noticed on the Silk drive, there's not much gain till you go to about 2 o'clock, and then it kicks in. But a really cool feature is that when you shout at it, it gets scared.
Just showing, you see there, look, just proving that all guitars are microphonic to some degree, and therefore everything about the guitar must affect how it sounds somehow. Hey, let's not spark that debate again.
Well, can we have a clean tone first? We're into the DP40.
Sorry, I apologise.
So we got set up in 2 amps, a DP40 clean amp, and then we've got a copper, which is a little bit gainy. So here's the clean. And here's the copper. Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Silk Drive on, Mr. Pete. Over.
Maybe a bit more level. Just a tiny bit where I'm sitting. It just seems like.
Okay.
See what I mean with the gain?
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe it even reacts a bit more like a master, a gain
Yeah,
on
let's
a
try that.
master from an
Loads
amp.
of volume.
Yeah.
I'm guessing when we get round to using the cab sim, you could get that is a clean sounding cab emulated guitar preamp pedal for you. Anyway, we'll come to that. So let's wind
the bobbin.
Wind the bobbin. A little bit more gain.
See what I mean? It kicks in. I don't think it's dumbly, do you?
I wouldn't know.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Anyway, it sounds great.
It's much rounder kind of treble clipping. It's not. I think it probably is like American boutique-y, smoother drive rather than perhaps the Copperhead and the Mystic Edge, which are a little bit more bright. Anyway, so that's the Silk Drive.
I like it.
Likey.
It's really good.
Copper Drive is the one that they describe as classic British rock, and I'm guessing from the colour here. It means Peavy. No, I mean, sorry, Marshall. Here we go.
So what's just before we go there? What's the little switch on the? What does that do?
Which switch?
little
At the
switch.
top here. This.
No,
brightness.
That's a brightness
It's bright
one. Okay.
on all of them except for the cutting edge, which has a control for brightness.
Okay.
And I did engage that on and off whilst you were playing.
Oh well, I didn't pay attention.
Oh, I tell you what, we haven't done.
We didn't go on that, did we?
We didn't go on the other amp. So.
That's the copper.
Here we go. As a this is going to get confusing. This is the copper amp, not the Copperhead pedal. But anyway, so the other amp, the drivier amp, if that's a word.
Wow.
With this pedal.
Oh, there's a lot of treble going.
Yeah,
there.
I know.
You know what it sounds like to me?
What does it sound like?
It sounds like a bucket. You know, do you understand what I'm saying when I'm saying a bucket tone? If you go whoo into a bucket or something. No, do you know what I mean?
No, because I get a buckets all the time and go whoo into it just to hear what it sounds like. It's one of my favourite things to do. I get different sized buckets.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
On the weekend.
But do you know what? Do you know what I mean when you hit an empty bucket and it's got that bucket? It's a great analogy of that.
Analogy than that.
Well, it's got a bucket tone.
Okay.
Yeah, but you see what I mean? It's got hollow. It's hollow. It's like a barrel. No, it's like a barrel, but you know, a big. We go into it. I spend a lot of my time with head in buckets.
I'm not so sure. I think it'd be maybe with that one.
Yeah, it's
maybe this is more of a standalone drive pedal into a cleaner sounding amp or cab sim.
Hashtag bucket.
Copperhead, I was saying, so back to the clean sounding amplifier into the sort of more Marshall-esque sounding drive pedal here.
That's good.
That's good. I'm going to go much higher on the gain now.
Okay.
I can literally hear the world screaming, but what does it sound like with an EMG loaded guitar into it, Pete? Are you screaming that?
Yeah,
into
somebody's
a bucket, probably.
Yeah, there's and it's like a hollow.
Here we go.
I'm not an EMG into a Marshall kind of tone kind of fan kind of guy, if that makes any sense.
Zach Wilde just literally.
He just came in.
He's gonna smashed through the door and big Viking punch to the face.
Me and him get on really well, so he wouldn't punch me in the face.
I know he wouldn't, but he is EMG into a Marshall and sounds great.
Yes, but that's EMG into a Marshall. This is not EMG into a Marshall.
Oh, I see.
See what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a difference. So. And a Marshall that is like. That is screaming into a bucket.
Let's go back to the telly. No, hang on. Is there any point trying this into a slightly driven hour? Okay,
fine. Why not? With an EMG as well.
With an EMG loaded guitar.
No. Back to the telly.
No, we're giving up completely on that one. Straight away.
Yeah.
The Danish seal of approval was withdrawn.
Yeah, that's not great at all, is it?
Okay. I didn't think you gave it a chance, but anyway.
Let's try it again then.
No, it's fine. Let's just move on. So next, we're gonna leave this cutting edge till last. We're going over to the fifth member of U2. It's the lady who sits behind the Edge's guitar amps with her crystal ball out. Going, is this going to be a good gig? Is this going to be a massive selling album? I am Mystic Edge. Anyway, this is the one that's supposed to be AC 30-ish, which I guess of all the tones, if Vox don't know how to do this, then nobody will.
Was that his wife or daughter or something?
Yeah.
It could be.
Exactly. Here we go. Yeah,
I like it. It's got again hollowness to it. Maybe it's the guitar. I don't know.
No, it's very difficult, isn't it, to sort of. I think you kind of so many people claim to sort of have a Marshall circuit or a Vox circuit, and then you sort of sit there going, "Crikey, what even is that sound? You know, is it Hank Marvin? Is it Brian May? Is it?
Yes, and then they are the ones who makes that combination of things sound like they do.
The way they do.
It doesn't mean that anyone else can make that combination of things sound like, because at the end of the day, it's fingers.
So I kind of feel like almost I'm just sort of going, do I like the sound of the drive or not really, rather than
shouldn't that really sound a bit like that amp?
Well, that's a shout. So if I turn it off and we go, here is an amp that is EL84 loaded and kind of designed to be, you know, like a valve sort of type AC tone, and it sounds like. And then if we go back to the clean amp and maybe use this with it.
Maybe it's a lot more gain. Turn that off.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Maybe a bit more low end on that.
it's you know, I mean, it's
You can
it's
tweak
in
and
the
tweak.
ballpark, but it's, I mean, there's so many things about a Vox amplifier that give it a unique tone. And I think, you know, pedals into another amp that isn't that is always, you know, if you can get into the ballpark, I think you're winning, basically. Anyway,
Ballpark.
And then lastly, of course, is the what happens if you let the guitarist from U2 play with sharp objects. You get this one. You get the cutting edge, which is the highest gain one. And
That's a signature knife.
It is what it is. It is. Oh,
let's go.
He's changing guitar, everybody.
Let's go Imk.
For his new signature LTD model.
Yeah. Purple fade.
Purple. I'm not going there.
Yeah, I think that's the right combination.
It's the right combination.
Yeah. So if you've got a clean kind of amp, maybe even a something like a Katana or something, that would be ace in there.
I mean, I've got to be honest with you. I only saw the last 3 letters of the word, which is what made me think that this middle control was a bright control, because these are all bright switches. Actually says tight, not bright.
Tight.
Toit.
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 Toit like a tiger.
You have a tight body. Yes. I see that from your tight pants. Yes, you are tight like a tiger.
Toit. So that, obviously, the more I turn this up, the tighter it makes the bottom end on the pedal. Okay, so here's a loose bottom.
That definitely works a lot.
Toit control is doing what something like a tube screamer would do, wouldn't it? Just sort of toit.
Yeah, tightens it up.
Right. So anyway, we will go into the driven amplifier with this. A largely pointless exercise, I suspect.
You think I'm going to do one chord?
See. Go. Ready? Go.
Tight.
No, that's good. That's all right. What is that? What is that song?
I think we have established so far in this demo that all 4 sound really good. They're best used into a clean guitar amplifier, and that's basically it. Yes, they sound good into a clean guitar amplifier. Do they sound good enough to justify the price? I mean, I think they probably do.
169, 169, 169, and 169.
You know, I just think people have got to get out of the mindset that NuTube is a gimmick, and they need to start seeing it that it's a viable alternative to a tube. And I don't think Vox have helped themselves by putting the gimmicky
the little thing on there.
thing on the front.
No, that's a little bit of a gimmick. I think. Yeah, no, I think these also you have to remember with the preamp setting in there, you can use it into a like something like a torpedo or something, or
torpedo,
2 notes torpedo Captain X.
Yeah,
or you can do it straight into your so it could be 3 different things. It's not just the pedal disc, and I think that's what you pay for.
Here we go then with part 2 of this demonstration, where we delve into some of the features that aren't perhaps normal on a guitar pedal.
Adele.
The first one is the link feature on the back. So you might be able to see on the backs of these pedals these little mini jack inputs called with the word link written above it. And if you get a mini jack to mini jack cable and attach said sockets like this.
Socket.
Socket. What's the plural of socket?
It's French. It's le socket.
What now happens is in each pedal now, it works a bit like channel switching on an amplifier. So as I switch this one on, you'll see this one switches off as if by magic. And if I switch this back, it does the same again. I can still switch one pedal on and off if I want to, but it's kind of cool, right? And they say in the manual, and I've never seen such a cable as this, but I'm reliably informed by Peter that they exist. You can buy like splitter versions of these cables. So you've got sort of, I don't know, one end on one end and 2 or 3 ends on the other.
Two female jacks on the other. So you got one in, 2 out, and then you link them up.
Okay.
It's almost like a daisy chain.
Like a headphone splitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
It is a headphone splitter, basically.
So what you could do then is literally have all 4 of these apparently where like a channel switching amplifier. So as you switch one on, it switches the other one off. That's kind of cool. Anyway, but that's not the feature we're really demonstrating. What we're doing now is we are going over to a DI signal. So everything you now hear for the rest of this video is the pedal plugged straight into our computer interface. That's a
Universal Apollo.
That's a personal computer it's an Apple Macintosh.
It's a personal home.
It's a microcomputer,
terminal,
personal BBC Acorn. Anyway, but I'm going to just whiz all of the settings across to one called Cab. Now there is a third setting called Pre, and that's basically the same as the Cab setting, but without the Cab simulation. So if you have an external Cab simulation device that you prefer, then set the pedal to Pre and use that. But this now is all the cabinet simulation and everything coming from the pedal, which makes it kind of super attractive for the home recording guitar player, right?
Super attractive.
Okay, yeah. So let's do the Silk Stockings drive. Here we go.
Stocking drive. Have you heard, by the way, Lee, that AC/DC has stolen your lick on their new single?
They're welcome to it. They did ask first.
Did they?
Yeah, Angus Faney said, Captain, would you mind if I repeatedly played your personal lick on the first single even from our new album, which is awesome.
Awesome.
A Shot in the Dark is the single name. Is that the album name as well?
But
it's good to see the boys back.
Oh yeah, they're rocking it, man.
One of my favourite bands of all time.
Oh, it's such a rock. It's the biggest rock band. Anyway, come on.
What are we doing now?
That was it then.
Okay, and then Copperhead, like, hello. I'll just turn that down a little bit.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a lot of volume in that. I think they use D and G as well. As always.
Yeah, they did say, could you ask Pete if we mind if we use D and G as well? And I said, he'll be fine.
He'll be alright with that, don't worry about it. I'm just doing the parallel series in the guitar here for the pickups. Well, yeah, it's all right.
We might as well do the heavy duty one now.
So will I just change the guitars?
By all means.
I think so.
By all means.
I think the telly just needs to go on the floor. For that one. So here we go. right. Once you play it a bit, it's okay.
You have to find the tone.
Keep on.
You have to. And then
from that to that.
lastly is the Mystic Edge.
Well, we have to see how they record. If you hear any reverb on there as well, that would be from the UA plugs that we use. So
yes.
if you hear something go, oh, there's a reverb on that. Where's the reverb?
It's not coming from these.
It's not coming from these. Got a bit more gain, please. It's not often I say, can I have more gain, please? I think you have to get used to it where we're listening to it. I need to, yeah, it's always that thing.
You know what, that is a thing, isn't it? It's like if you have sat in a room playing your glorious valve amplifier through glorious speakers and everything, and then you go, I'll just plug over to a pedal straight into a DI and through some little monitor speakers. You have the best setup in the world, and your ears are going to go, I think I like the big amp better. But then you literally, once you just get into it a bit, don't you? Play it for a bit, and you listen back to it in a mix, and you just go, oh, whatever, sounds fine.
Nobody will know.
Genuinely, I kind of don't know what to make of these, because I think I think they could have packaged these differently and sort of called them something else, and I'd have gone, wow, they sound amazing, and the cab sim thing sounds okay. It's sort of like a bit of a Brucey bonus, isn't it, rather than the reason you'd buy it.
Well, it depends on what you want. You know, if you just want kind of a thing that got that boutique kind of thing at home and you want it straight into your interface, I wonder if you can plug headphones in there. We didn't really.
It doesn't say you can in the manual, but
but let's say you just plug it straight into your interface or whatever, and then off you go, bosh. Then it's.
Do you know
fine,
what? Genuinely, I've always thought that NuTube has got legs. You know, I mean, NuTube is
not legs; it's got pins.
Well, it hasn't got legs as such.
Pins on each side, like
pins,
a little,
like a crab, like crab's legs. So
they could have done a bit more with the display. At least when you turn a knob, you could have gone.
You know what? That's my criticism, if you like. If you look at all the sort of the more affordable, you've got, when you think of Vox, you think that beautiful old diamond grille, chicken head knobs, everything looks oldie-woldy and classy and very British, and yet almost everything Vox try and bring out that is new, they go over the top to make it look like modern.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really like visually, I thought some of those Valvetronics amplifiers were, tonally, I thought some of those Valvetronic amplifiers were really good. Yeah. Visually, they kind of had a touch of the old Line 6 Spider about them. You know, it's like...
I agree.
The
Adio wasn't pretty either.
No. They didn't know what they were doing with the Adio, did they? It was like, we'll make it half vintage, half modern, and you end up with
a bit like you,
of nothing. Yeah. Half vintage, half modern. Yeah, I don't know about that.
That's right in between.
Yeah, that kind of no man's land where neither works. Yeah, I get it. That's definitely me.
Where your wife is buying you clothes because you can't do it yourself.
So look,
anyway,
I thought they sounded. I thought into that DP40 amplifier got some really, really good tones, and I think, you know, if anybody's like the tones and they like the idea of the cab sim thing, and they think that the little oscilloscopy thing is kind of a funky thing, I would go for it.
Is that all it does, that display?
Yeah.
Because I bet you that display puts a 10 on the price or something.
That is all it does. I mean,
but it is fun.
It's kind of. I mean, do people like that sort of stuff? I think they probably do.
What happens if you hold down a button and turn a knob?
The treble goes up and down and the pedal turns on?
Because that's what I mean. Awesome. You could do something with it, you know. But
anyway. Look, I mean,
come on.
Do you know what? I think, again, the build is really nice.
Yeah.
I honestly do think if you just got rid of that oscilloscope bit in the middle and just made it a pedal,
Yes.
because it's got
Takes
all the
batteries
good
as well.
bits. Yeah, it could be battery or mains.
2 hours.
The link thing is a kind of cool feature if you want to use 2 of these.
We've talked enough.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Enough.
So I'm giving it a yes, a kind of a well done. I think
It's not a Jaffod, is it? Because they sound
no,
good.
it's not. It's not a Jaffod. It's
They're trying to do something
we
with
shall
it.
See.
Oh, they're trying to
so,
do something.
a year down the line, we're either going to see these all over lots of cool pedal boards, or it'll be in next year's Black Friday sale. Who knows?
That's the telltale, ladies and gentlemen.
That's the tell.
Exactly.
Yes.
And on that note,
please like and subscribe
Yeah.
if I didn't say that at the beginning,
hit
which I think I did.
bell
Hit
notification
the bell.
so you
get
get
the
these
YouTube
bells.
guy off my back for never saying it, please.
Yeah.
Subscribe. I want to see after this video goes live, I want to see an enormous upsurge in YouTube subscriptions.
yeah, we want to go to 1 million, please. Come on,
Yes.
help us get to 1 million.
Right,
Come
thank
on.
you very much.
1 million.
Au revoir.
And it's not a tune.
No, it's right. It's fine. It's not in tune.
Please,
Please don't play.
play it.
And if you do, could you just play lead? Don't
lead.
play a chord. They
never
sound
works.
so awful.
The G string is just being a little bitch. Ooh, why?
Good job, Pete.
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay.